Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode number 1 of Wake Up and Ball, featuring myself, Richie Mollura, and my good friend Tony Dowe. This is the first ever show on Roundtable Sports where we bring you guys coverage across every single sport. We are super excited to launch this. Tony, welcome on in, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. First episode, Richie. Wake up and ball. Y'all got to get up out the bed. A lot of y'all are already out of the bed, ready to start your day. Man, I just hope everybody's going to have a nice, productive day and they feel the energy within the day, man. Let's get it started, Richie. It's a lot of sports to be talking about, man.
Absolutely, and this show is going to start at 8:30 a.m. every day, Monday through Friday, with TD and myself. Maybe we'll have some guests lined up, but we really wanted to start something special, and we have a big vision of Roundtable Sports, and you guys are part of the vision, and we felt like launching a show early in the morning covering not just the NFL, but the NBA, even some MLB, NHL, maybe, you never know. Is something that we always wanted to do at Roundtable Sports, and we thought, why not now? Especially with the Jets being completely out of it, and after the Dolphins lose tonight, they'll be out of it as well. But hey, we got a lot to get into. Shout out to everybody tuning in. Don't forget to smash the like button, and we also got to make a big announcement. The proud sponsor of Wake Up and Ball is going to be BetUS Sportsbook. You guys know BetUS very well by now. Big time shout out to BetUS. You guys can use their code YouTube150 to get your 150% bonus on your first deposit, 125% on your next two. That's up to $2,000. We'll get into BetUS later on when we get into a deeper dive into the segment. So folks, don't forget to smash the like button for us as you tune in to Wake Up and Ball, brought to you by BetUS, featuring Richie Mollura and TD Finstock. Do us a favor, like the show if you guys are enjoying. So, TD, what do you think this is going to entail? What's your vision of the show? Why don't you let the people know why we started this and what we are envisioning with Wake Up and Ball on Roundtable Sports?
Man, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I'm just excited about a morning show, just something to wake everybody up, get them ready for the day of sports. We know that a lot of people that watch, the multitude of channels on Roundtable Sports and Roundtable Sports in general, they just love sports talk, and we get to bring that to them every single morning. Some of them are waking up right now. Some of them are walking into work listening. Some of them are like, oh, man, I got to start my day at work. You know what? I'm going to check this out at lunch. It's just having that content that they could start their day with both of us. And listen, man, it's going to be sports talk, but we're going to have some fun too. All right. We're going to have some fun as well. So thank y'all for tuning in. I'm excited about the future.
Yeah, we got a lot of fun segments planned. We're going to have some games. We're going to do like some type of fun stuff, interactive stuff with the live chat. We have a lot of fun things planned with this show, so stay tuned for what we're going to do. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. I want to give a big shout out to the people that's tuning into episode number 1. We got Andrew, who could not wait. Knock Andrew as well. Dolphinier, Marsol, Patrick, Christopher, King Jamie the Mad, of course, is here. Delusional Pats fan, T-Mac. We got a lot of people tuning in. Habitual Line Stepper, T-Mac again, Delusional Pats fan, Frozen Finn fan. Thank you so much for everybody tuning in. So I think the first thing we got to talk about is the state of the New York Jets, because TD, yesterday my New York Jets fell to the Arizona Cardinals in an embarrassing fashion, and I went on a lot of rants. You guys probably saw my emotion. I'm a little more calm now. I'm drinking some coffee. I'm trying to let it go behind. I'm going to go on my nature walk today like I usually do. But man, oh man, was that a frustrating L, the way that the Jets fell. I mean, TD, you picked the Jets to win the game. I picked the Jets to lose. What did you see in that game? What went wrong from the Jets, man? Because I gave my piece on it yesterday, but I want to hear yours.
The Jets are way worse than I thought. The Jets are way worse than I thought. And, in order to understand what actually went wrong in the game, I tried to ask myself, what could they do to be better? Like, what personnel do they need to be better? And that's the problem. I couldn't find the real answer. So it just made me say, wow, when you look at teams like the Jets, the Cowboys, the Dolphins, how is this happening? Some of the most talented rosters in the NFL, and they're falling the way that they're falling. I mean, you look at, and this is no difference from the Cowboys last night, which we'll probably get into. But man, this is crazy, Richie. Like, you got blown out by the Arizona Cardinals, And you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I need to stop being disrespectful to the Arizona Cardinals because this team continues to string together. I don't want to say great wins, but quality wins against teams that we feel are better than they are. I still don't think Arizona's as good as people make them seem, but they're no longer like below average to me. They are above average team. And I know a good friend of ours, Dan Mitchell, is gonna have something to say about that because his team can't beat a good team. So he's gonna try to, beat his chest about this one. But yeah, man, Richie, the Jets are in trouble. Now let me say that it's not over, but it's over. If you're like mathematically, you can still make the playoffs. The problem is if you're coming off of losses like that, what hope should you have?
And you know what the sad thing is, TD? We had a lot of help. The teams that are competing in the wild card race, they all lost. We needed the Broncos to lose, they lost. We needed the Colts to lose, they lost. So Jets fans are like, whoa, we're looking good. I'm like, we cannot celebrate a loss of the Broncos and the Colts until we win. None of that matters until we win. And we were not able to win. So, yes, we're still mathematically alive, but how can any Jets fan look at what the product the Jets just put on the field and justify them actually going on a run? We did not go out there and lose a tight battle. We didn't go out there and lose 31-28. Rodgers looked fantastic, but Kyler Murray just had the ball last and got the game-winning field goal. If that was the case, maybe you'd be like, okay, now we got some momentum. Let's go on a run. We look so bad. So bad. And I think what the biggest example that I saw last night that proved to me, TD, is its lack of coaching. I mean, there was no game plan. We got out-coached. Like, it looked like this team was so not prepared. And I think that really shows. And lack of leadership, lack of energy, it's just so pathetic. So pathetic. It gets me sick. We don't need to talk about the Jets because we're going to get into it later on. We got a lot of other segments to get into. But anything else you want to add? Because
I'm
sick.
Shout out to the Arizona Cardinals. You are playoff contenders. I wouldn't dare say that you're Super Bowl contenders, but you are officially a playoff contender. Kyler Murray, he's the guy that I really don't have much love for as a quarterback due to his injury history and his inconsistent play. But when he's healthy and he's playing well, he is a weapon to be reckoned with. He is a real weapon to be reckoned with. When you really think about it, he's running all over every team that he possibly can. And let me ask you this, Richie. When it comes to Kyler Murray, do you have him in your top 10 this year?
Yeah.
Has he eclipsed that?
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
Are you sure?
I don't think there's denying. This season, if you want to throw best quarterbacks and just objectively looking at the quarterbacks this season, I think he's playing top 10 at least. I think you'd argue even better. Top 7 even. I mean, bro, this guy almost pitched a perfect game yesterday. He was 21 of 23, or was it 22 of 24? The guy was picture perfect against a really overrated Jets defense. But this guy has it all. I mean, what can't Kyler Murray do? He's got everything. He can move. He can extend plays. He can, pick up yards with his legs. He can stay in the pocket, make the throws with pressure in his face. He's a really good quarterback, man, and I think that he is actually knocking on the door of winning the NFC West. I know that the 49ers are getting healthier, but, man, they are a really good football team, man. And I said that all offseason, and they're proving me right. And I know Bills fans are like, oh, well, when we beat the Cardinals, they were a bad team. Why don't you give us any credit? That was week 1, right? So now we're in week number 10. You can say the Cardinals are a very good football team. So I think that Kyler Murray's top 10. And chat, you guys let us know, do you think Kyler Murray is a top 10 quarterback? All right. Now, let's get into the rest of the, week 10 in the NFL. There's a lot of interesting games. That game last night was absurd. A lot of interceptions in Sunday Night Football. I don't know how the Lions were able to win that game. We saw the Chiefs just narrowly beat the Denver Broncos. Everyone thought damn, they're about to lose. I can't believe it. Nope. Just some type of voodoo magic stuff blocked the field goal. Chiefs escape. We saw the thrilling matchup between the Commanders and the Steelers. That was a fun game that came down to the wire. I can't believe the Steelers were able to steal that win because I thought the Commanders had it in the bag. Man, Mac Jones and the Jaguars had a chance to upset the Vikings. I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot of stuff. But before we get into this, we got the first super chat of Wake Up and Ball. You guys are awesome. Keep it up. Go Fins. Thank you so much, man. What you got to say to the first super chat?
Eureka Master said, you guys are awesome. Keep it up. Go Fins. Listen, man, thank you for the love and support. We're trying to build something special over here for the morning show. And we just appreciate your love and support of what we're doing, man. Listen, man, thank anybody who wants to show love in this type of way, and also the membership as well, all right? We want to have as many members on the show as we possibly can rocking with us every single morning.
Do
Monday
we have
through
members?
Friday.
I don't know if we have a membership program on this channel yet. I think we got to open that up.
Oh, okay, my bad. I thought that.
You know what, TD? I'm gonna do that today.
Right,
so
Richie.
tomorrow, unless you want to do it, that's it.
I got you, Richie. Wake up and ball membership, baby.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna do a membership for us if you guys want to become members of the channel. But yeah. What was your biggest takeaways from week number 10 so far?
Man, like you said, there were so many. I think it's important to start with the Kansas City Chiefs, man. I know that all Dolphin fans all around the world were celebrating. Oh my gosh, the Denver Broncos are about to upset the Chiefs. They won the game. All they have to do now is not miss the field goal. And you can just see it was like, man, the undefeated record for a Super Bowl lives again for the organization. And when that kick was blocked, a chill came over me, and I thought to myself, wow, are the Chiefs about to take an undefeated season and win a Super Bowl at this point? That's kind of how I felt, Richie. That's kind of like, how do you have this level of luck? We're talking about an undefeated team who, in my opinion, is not even playing excellent football. They're not even playing excellent football. So I got to ask you, do you think that they're actually going to go undefeated? Do you think that they could three-peat at this point?
Give me a reason why they won't. How about that?
Well, I got one reason.
What's that? 5
interceptions and still winning the game. I got one reason.
Oh, the Lions?
I don't know, man. Like, can they be beat? I know we hopping around the place, but that's my reasoning.
I mean, listen, the only difference between the Chiefs and the Lions is the Chiefs have proven to do it before. The Lions haven't. That's the only thing, right?
That's facts.
The Lions have yet to prove it that they can get to the Super Bowl, win a Super Bowl. Chiefs have done it 3 times, 2 seasons in a row. But they are definitely a threat. And I know that the Chiefs, I think right now, they're getting a little arrogant. I think they're looking ahead. They're like, we don't want a three-peat. We want to get up. We want to have a perfect season. We're going for that Miami Dolphins record of going undefeated and winning the whole thing. I think that's definitely where their mindset is, especially after winning. You can tell how much, like, let's be honest, if the Chiefs lost that game, is it a big deal? No. They're still going to be a number 1, number 2 seed in the AFC, still going to be in the playoffs, but you could tell that win meant a lot to the Chiefs because they narrowly beat a division rival and their perfect season stays alive. So that's definitely a storyline that we're going to have to keep. And speaking of the Chiefs, I kind of want to expand on them, right? Because I feel like what they're doing right now is nothing short of sensational, right? Can the Chiefs go undefeated and they just continuously figure out ways to win? And I want you to just look at a crystal ball, TD. Are they going to go undefeated? Are they going to go into the playoffs? Forget the playoffs. Forget them going into the Super Bowl. Are they going into the playoffs with a perfect 17-0 record?
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no right now, and I'm going to tell you exactly who they're going to lose to and when they're going to do it. The Kansas City Chiefs, ladies and gentlemen, they will lose on December 8th to the Chargers. Okay? I think that the Chargers are going to beat them on December 8th, and then they are going to get their second loss on December 25th against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, I don't think they'll go undefeated. I think they'll go 15-2 and still have the best record in the NFL, potentially. I mean, there's some crazy teams out here, Richie. I mean, when you really look at the landscape, there are some crazy teams out here when you look at their outlook and their record right now. But my official answer is no, the Chiefs will not go undefeated. If the Denver Broncos can put that type of scare on them, I think the Chargers will eke out a close win, and the Pittsburgh Steelers will do the same. And they have a lot of tough games on their schedule. Remember, they got to play the Broncos again. They got to play Houston. They got to play the Bills. I mean, they still have some tough games on their schedule. Would I dare say that they lose to the Carolina Panthers in 2 weeks?
You never know. I mean, shout out the Panthers.
Man.
That's another thing we got to get into. But before we go deeper into the, NFL and the Chiefs, I kind of want to also talk about what's going on in the NBA. Because there's another team in the NBA that's undefeated. Are they going to go undefeated for the rest of the way? Now, no. No one's going undefeated in the NBA. Let's be honest with ourselves, right? So as you guys know, this show is not just going to be talking about the NFL. We're going to be talking about all sports. And I am also a huge basketball fan. I know that TD is also a big basketball fan. And now this is his first opportunity to have a platform to talk basketball. And this boy right here is checking him because he thinks he has some knowledge of basketball. I'm going to be testing this boy right here. Right? We're going to be objective, right? We're going to try to be as objective as possible. So this is going to be an NFL and NBA type of show. Also dabbling into some baseball talk as well, because I definitely want to talk about the situation with Juan Soto's free agency, because that's definitely a big topic right now. So guys in the chat, you let us know what team you're representing in the NBA basketball world, if we have any basketball fans right now. Knicks, Miami Heat, Boston Celtics. Who are you representing? We got Magic fans. Let us know. We're going to be talking all ball right now. So the frontrunners to win the championships, I think, across the NBA and the NFL, we talked about the Chiefs. The Boston Celtics, I still think, is the frontrunner to win it all because they're the ones that's proven it. They're not the best team in the league today. They're right up there. But who do you got winning?
Why?
I mean, just on paper, right? I mean, looking at the records, there's a team out there that's not losing.
Yeah, but Richie, the record doesn't determine the best team in the league. Here's the problem with the Cleveland Cavaliers. They haven't played the Boston Celtics. So until they line it up with the Boston Celtics, which I need to look up, I need to see when they actually play. It might be something we go to, Richie. I don't know. But yeah. November 19th. We'll find out, Richie. We'll find. As a matter of fact, I think this is the in-season playoffs that they usually have or something like that.
Oh, yeah, that's coming up.
Yeah,
in-season playoff tournament.
Yeah, November 19th will be the game that we can all look at and say, hey, who's the better team? At the end of the day, I got this. Listen, the best team in the NBA is the Celtics. The Cleveland Cavaliers, they are undefeated. I mean, when you really look at it, they're loaded. They have a lot of scores, okay? Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland. They got LeVert, Mobley. What's the one with the hair? I always mess his name up. With all the hair, the afro.
Jared Allen.
Yeah. I mean, they're loaded when you look at it they got a whole bunch of scores. They got the bigs, the smalls, the bigs, the alleys, all the fun stuff, but when you run into a sound team, can you hold up? We're talking about experience now. See, Boston didn't have the experience. They officially, you got to put them in the category as experience now. Now, Cleveland, they've been trying to find the experience. They continue to fall short like Boston was doing for so many years. So I'm always going to go with the experience over the inexperience. And until they show me they can beat the Celtics, and that game isn't going to be a sit-down game, Richie. That's going to be a game where both teams want to level up and show where they are on the season. So I'm sorry, right now, I know the record doesn't project it, but I got the Boston Celtics being the better team. I think the Celtics lost to the Indiana Pacers, but they both put up like 130 points. It was just like this shootout. So, yeah, I'm not going to go that far right now just because their record says it. Let's see some of these quality wins that you're stacking up, and that starts with Boston in the East, November 19th.
Yeah, listen, I think when it comes to the Eastern Conference, I think the reason why the Cavaliers are so dangerous, and then I'm going to talk about why the Knicks are struggling early on and why the Boston Celtics are dangerous and even the Pacers, is one thing and one thing only: continuity. I think that this Cleveland Cavaliers team has had the same roster, the same starting unit for now. This is their third season together. They traded for Donovan Mitchell. They drafted Evan Mobley. Darius Garland broke out. Jared Allen. That's their core team. And they've been together for a long time now. It feels like, 3 or 4 seasons they've had seasons on seasons to get chemistry. Same thing with the Boston Celtics. Same team. They understand winning. The Indiana Pacers, they added Siakam, but they have Tyrese Halliburton. That's a core. The Knicks, on the other hand, the chemistry that the Knicks had last year is gone because they completely flipped around the roster. Now, they're going to try to develop that chemistry. Now, the good thing about the Knicks is they have a starting five that I think is phenomenal and under contract for the next 2 to 4 seasons, so it's going to take some time for them to gel. But the Cleveland Cavaliers are dangerous right now because they have very good players that are playing together. And that's what makes them dangerous. And I think the chemistry is really, really impressing me. So the Cavaliers are at the top of the Eastern Conference. The Boston Celtics are right there. I think it's going to be between them two, and then I think when the Knicks get hot in the second half of the season is when we're going to really be worried about them, man. But the one thing I'm worried about the Knicks right now is their bench because the injuries are piling up. So I think the teams at the top of the East are definitely the Celtics and the Cavs, with the Pacers and the Knicks and other teams that are still trying to catch up.
I can't even believe you brought up the Knicks. I mean, let's be honest, Richie. They're so far behind.
No, maybe
not in the standings. They're in the group. But if you notice, Boston and Cleveland are taking off, and everybody.
Did you not watch what happened last year? Like, what makes you think the Knicks are far off? They're one game away from taking on the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals because of the injuries.
Here's Richie, one game away. Like,
we're game 7 away is because our whole team got hurt. The Knicks got hurt in the playoffs, and now we got Karl Anthony Towns, Jalen Brunson are trying to figure each other out. We got arguably the best starting five on paper in the NBA, but the issue is our bench unit is banged up, and Tom Thibodeau's running this team into the ground, and that's the big issue, and the Knicks also have an issue in the fourth quarter. I'm telling you this right now. The Knicks are going to have struggles. They're going to be flirting with 500 ball, and then at the midway point, we're going to catch some steam. They're going to figure each other out. We're going to go on a run. We're going to finish in the top 3 seeding in the NBA, and we'll see the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals.
And you really have the New York Knicks as a championship contender.
I think that they're going to be knocking at the door. Now, the more I see this team, the more I'm coming to the realization that this may be, and I know Knicks fans do not want to hear this, this may be the figuring it out year. Like the Cleveland Cavaliers, like I said, this is year 3 or 4 with the chemistry. Like the Boston Celtics, they got chemistry. Like, let's be honest, man. The Knicks traded for Cat like a day before training camp started. They traded for OG Anunoby in the middle of the season last year. They traded for Mikal Bridges in the offseason. This is a brand new team. And basketball is about playing together, playing on a string. So I think this may be the year of figuring each other out. And I think when we come legit championship contenders, maybe next season or 2 or 3 years from now when they really figure themselves out. Not to say we're going to miss the playoffs or not going to playoff run. We're way too talented for that not to happen. But I think that's really the reality of the Knicks that I'm really realizing right now. This season is going to be about figuring themselves out.
Well, time will tell, Richie. I know we're going to keep a close eye on that. Maybe we could even check out some of these NBA games in person. You know,
I would love that, man. Let's go. I'm always going to the Knicks games. Let's talk about the Western Conference right now, though, because the best team in the West, I think, is going to be a fun one to talk about because right now you have the Oklahoma City Thunder picking up right where they left off last season. I mean, they brought in my boy Isaiah Hartenstein, and he's not even healthy yet, which is, I think, very interesting. So you got the Western Conference. The Phoenix Suns are leading the way with an 8-2 record. The Thunder and the Warriors all are on a 3-way tie in first place with 8-2. The Denver Nuggets, who started off terrible this season, they completely turned it around already. 7-3. Everyone's like, the Nuggets are done. Nope. Where do they start? 0-2. And now they're 7-3 on the season. The Memphis Grizzlies at 7-4. The LA Lakers. I mean, the Western Conference looks completely better than the East right now because you look at the East. Close. The East is, you got the Cavs at the top at 11-0, the Celtics at 9-2, and then everybody else is 500 or below. So I'll take that as a Knicks fan. But you got the Lakers at 6-4. I mean, this is a really tight race. Even the San Antonio Spurs at 4-6 are knocking at the door. So what's your biggest takeaways from the current state of the Western Conference so far?
Listen, the West is going to go through the Nuggets. I think we need to, be fair here. They started out rough, but now they're playing Nugget basketball. At the end of the day, Richie, this has been the most superior team the last 2 to 3 years in the West when you really look at it. I like what the Warriors are doing. But can they sustain with, Curry, being the hero? Can they sustain with that happening? I think they're living life without Klay Thompson. They're still starting to get a rhythm. But, let me say this too. The West goes through the Nuggets, but I like the Warriors in the West. And let me tell you why. I've always felt like the last several years that this team continued to try the chemistry approach, but it hadn't working properly because Klay Thompson had lost his shot, at least in my opinion. I feel like he had lost his shot, and trying to make it a key team chemistry type thing has suppressed Curry. Now you see Curry out there flying around being the primary guy trying to put the ball up every chance he gets. And that's why they beat Boston the other night. Boston was dominating that game. And Curry just kept on down by 5. All right, let me make 2. Down by 6. All right, let me try to go get another one. Down by 8. Oh, let me go get another one. And then whenever it mattered most, all right, just give me the rock. I'm coming off screens. I'm popping threes. Let's play some defense. 1 or 2 stops and we're tied. And Curry's not going to miss at that point. And now I'm seeing the old Stephen Curry where he's the primary guy. I'm seeing a guy who wants to put everything on his back, wants to take all the shots, wants to be the primary guy. And I'm going to tell you now, that guy is scary. And he's still doing it in a base of just scoring 25 to 30 points a game. Imagine whenever he wants to do it all game, because he's so quiet in the first quarter sometimes, so quiet in the third quarter sometimes. And in the fourth quarter, he's like, this is where I'm allowed to. Man, just imagine when he starts saying all 4 quarters I'm allowed to. And then he's going to get back to those 40-point games. And I like the Warriors in the West, but until the Nuggets start to show like massive rust, it still goes through them. Now the Suns,
You're forgetting one team though.
Are you talking about the Thunder?
Mm-mm.
Don't tell me the Lakers.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Stop it, Richie.
Oh, yeah,
baby. Stop it.
Watch out. This may be the Lakers season. What they've been missing all along, you know
Ronnie
what they've been
James.
missing? Yeah, no. Well, you know what the Lakers have been missing? A competent coach. I'm all in on JJ Redick. He knows what it takes. They're going to be struggling early on. But I think that when they get into the postseason, I think they're going to avoid the play-in tournament for the first time in years. I think this is the season where they really come together. JJ Redick is going to have this team playing on a string. He is what this team is missing. And I think that this could be the Lakers season to come out of the West. Now, that's a bold take, a really big bold take.
Very bold, very bold.
Because the West is dynamic, right? You got to talk about the Suns. You got to talk about the Thunder, all these teams. But watch out for the LA Lakers. So now it brings up who's the best team in the NBA. We talked about the West. We talked about the East, right? Are we still gonna give it to the Boston Celtics because of the reigning champions? I know it's way too early to kind of crown the best team in the NBA, but who are you giving that to right now?
Best team in the NBA right now, I'm gonna go with the Boston Celtics, the champions. They are the best team in the NBA. If you don't mind, I did want to touch on that whole Lakers piece. I do not think that Redick is the answer for them, because as a coach, at the end of the day, I judge you on the tough moments, okay? I judge you like, what's your road wet record? How are you away from your home? And 1-4 isn't going to get it done, Richie. That's their issue right now. They can't win games on the road. That's the issue for the Lakers right now. So until he shows that this team can go on the road and win games, I'm sorry, you got to be better than that. You can't start stacking up road losses after road losses after road losses. You got to be good, well-rounded, no matter whether you're at home or you're traveling. So that's my issue with the Lakers. But I got to give it to the Boston Celtics. They are the best team in the NBA right now. Again, I know the record doesn't speak to that, but this team can win at home and on the road. 3-1 at home, 6-1 on the road. The best road record in the NBA.
Bias.
I do love the Celtics, but I'm not biased on that. Come on, man.
LaSalle coming out here with a $5 super chat. Brooklyn Nets are better than you expected, not better than your teams, but still. So LaSalle, if you didn't know, is a huge Brooklyn Nets fan. Okay, so that's what he's gonna be. He's gonna love this show. LaSalle is a big basketball fan, big Brooklyn Nets fan, and they are better. And I think that the cool thing about the Brooklyn Nets, and as a Knicks fan perspective, is that they're a fun team. Cam Thomas is that guy. I think they got the right guy as their head coach. So I think the Brooklyn Nets are at the stage where they're bad, but they're fun to watch. I think that's really how I look at the Brooklyn Nets. They're not going to be atrocious. They're going to be fighting for a play-in. I mean, they got a lot of draft capital from the Knicks after that Bridges trade. So congratulations to LaSalle for being just fun. And a big thank you to LaSalle for being the first $5 super chat of the Wake Up and Ball show on Roundtable Sports. Big time shout out to LaSalle. Thank you, LaSalle. We appreciate it, man. Much love to LaSalle. Guys, we are live on Roundtable Sports right now for the first ever episode of Wake Up and Ball, brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook with your hosts, Richie, Mollura, and Tony Dowe. This has been a joy, man. This has been a joy. You guys can expect this show to be live every single Monday through Friday at 8:30 a.m. EST. All right, EST. Now, we're talking all sports. All right, we're talking all sports right now. Speaking of all sports, I feel like I'm excited to get into the odds for the NBA because we've never really looked at BetUS odds on the NBA yet on the show.
Interesting.
So let's do it. Let's do it. So you guys know that BetUS is the proud sponsor of this show. All right, so here it is. Here are the odds on BetUS to come out of the Eastern Conference. The Boston Celtics are the favorite at plus 105. Not shocking. Where are the Cavs? Wow, the Cavs are at plus 650. The Knicks are better odds. The Knicks have better odds than the Cavs. BetUS knows that the Knicks, when it comes to it, are just getting chemistry, TD. The Knicks have the second best odds to come out of the East.
Stop it, Richie.
What? Stop what? Tell BetUS to stop, not me. So, folks, if you want to sign up for BetUS, don't forget to check them out by using the code YouTube150 to get your 150% bonus on your first deposit, 125% on your next two. That's up to $2,000, all right? Thank you so much to BetUS for being the proud sponsor. A lot of NBA bets. They got NFL bets, of course. They got a lot of fun bets.
I see the Brooklyn Nets are plus, what's that, 25,000?
Gee, LaSalle, what the heck is that?
Hey, listen, LaSalle, if you're going to bet on Ben Simmons, 6.6 rebounds and 6 assists, there you go right there, LaSalle.
There you go. Right. Let's see that the Western Conference, because that's an interesting one. There's not a clear-cut favorite. I mean, right now it's the Thunder at plus 250. The reigning Western Conference champions, the Dallas Mavericks, who we didn't even talk about, by the way.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I like Dallas.
Plus 550. You got the Timberwolves. How about Julius Randle out there balling for them? Denver plus 750. Man,
I gotta ask you about that, Richie. Randle, you swapped him out with Cat.
Yes,
who's the better player?
Dante DiVincenzo. Karl Anthony Towns, but I love Julius Randle. Now, I've been very consistent on my Knicks media channel that we should not trade Julius Randle, and I feel like Knicks fans have not really given him the love he deserves. And I love how Randle goes to Minnesota, and he's balling, and Knicks fans are like, whoa, like Julius Randle's putting up, like, what do you think, Randle's going to forget how to play basketball? He did the same thing on the Knicks, putting up 24, 10, and 5. Like, of course he's going to play well. He's not a bad basketball player. So I think that trade, TD, was smart for the Knicks for longevity. Because now the Knicks have Cat for 4 seasons. Randle was entering a contract year. That's why they made the move. They were not going to extend Julius Randle. The Knicks had to make that move. Now they have Cat to build chemistry, and now he's going to be the face of the Knicks to be that 1-2. The Knicks had 2 All-Stars last season, Brunson and Randle. Now they still have 2 All-Stars, but they had to sacrifice their best bench player, which was Dante DiVincenzo, which was a big part of the trade. That the Knicks are being felt right now. We don't have a bench. That's
so how do you get one though? Because you're gonna need one.
Our bench is hurt. That's a big problem. Our bench is injured right now. Mitchell Robinson's still not healthy. Precious Achua's not healthy. Cameron Payne got hurt. We're banged up right now off the bench. So we definitely need to get healthy off the bench. We got Dan Mitchell in the chat. My guys. Dan Mitchell, shout out to you, brother. Salute to you. Congrats on your Bills win. I mean, all you do is win, man. All you do is win. Tell the Knicks to stop losing to the Patriots, Richie. Yeah, last night's game really frustrated me. That game was on during the Jets game. So I was watching the Jets and the Knicks at the same time, and the Knicks were winning all game just for the fourth quarter to come around, and the Patriots just went insane and just stopped missing from 3-point. The Knicks, the big issue with them this season so far has been the fourth quarter. They are not playing well in the fourth quarter. C2 Shifty with the $2. Let's go Magic. There we go. We got Magic fans. I'm really curious to see how many basketball fans we got in the chat. Let us know again which team you're representing in the NBA. Thank you for the $2 super chats. Congrats. Can't wait till Thursday, TD. What's Thursday?
That's a good question.
What's Thursday?
Oh, no, that's my brother. Finn Posse Podcast, man. We got a mega collab coming up. We have a mega collab coming up, so y'all stay tuned. Y'all going to hear more about that within the next 24 hours. Okay, I had to read who it was. I was like, Thursday, do we play? Yes.
Man.
Salute to my brother, man.
Shout out to Finn Post Podcast because that's his first ever super chat that he ever sent. So thank you so much. Much love to you, man. Much love to you. Thank you to all the super chats, man. We really do appreciate it. Shout out to King Lowski, who's representing the Knicks in the chat. Much love to you. We got a Mavericks. Okay, the Mavericks fans. We got Celtics, Miami Heat. Go Raptors. I think a lot of Bills fans are Raptors fans, right? Oh, JD's was a Sonics fan. So who are you a Thunder fan now, or like what do Sonics fans do, right? Like, I can't believe they left Seattle. Hey, TD, question for you. Who's the all-time leader in assists?
That's a good question. Who is the all-time leader in assists? Let's see. Let me get in my brain. Is Jason Kidd the all-time leader in assists?
No.
Who is Richie?
Good,
you have to help me with
good
this
one,
one.
though. Come on, man.
I know Jason Kidd is up there.
Jason Kidd is up there. That was a good guess.
Is it old school, mid, or new? It ain't new school, but
90s.
90s. Leader in assists. And it's not J Kidd.
J Kidd is number 2, so you're right there.
Okay, let me get my top guys.
This player is one of my favorite players to play 2K growing up.
Okay. I already said J Kidd. I know Chris Paul is, and I've looked that up. I know Rondo is it. Stockton got to be top 5. Who else we got?
All right, what's your final guess? You mentioned his name.
I already said his name?
Yeah.
It ain't no Chris Paul. Stockton number 1?
Yeah.
Man. Malone and Stockton. Well, I don't know how I didn't think about that. It makes sense. Yeah, you're right. Man. You said the 90s. And I don't know why I said Chris Paul there. You did say the 90s. Stockton, man. All right, cool.
All right, Lisselle, keep quizzing us.
All right, listen, man. You had me dusting off some books.
John Stockton, man. That was I didn't grow up in the 90s, obviously. I was born in 98, but well-versed in the John Stockton era with Utah.
Okay, Richie.
What?
You know what? This is Wake Up and Ball with Richie Mollura and Tony Dowe. I got an impromptu topic that has to be had. Okay? You don't have a sports morning show without this conversation. We got to make sure we know where each other stands. Okay? NBA.
Uh-oh.
Who's the GOAT?
Uh-oh. Nah.
you don't have you. I don't even know why we didn't start the show with this. We gotta know where it is now. Who's the GOAT, Richie? Don't mess this up, Richie.
Oh boy. Well, first things first. I know we differ of opinions on this.
We do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's my boy LeBron James. Woo! It's LBJ, man.
Are you trolling Richie, or are you like serious?
Oh no, I'm serious, bro. I've been having this debate my entire life with my friends. So I'm ready. I'm ready for it. And I see some people in the chat agree. Now listen,
I'm disappointed in you.
Hey,
Richie.
bro, listen. I know that this is gonna be a heated debate. I know that the chat probably thinks I'm a new timer, but LeBron James is the greatest basketball player this earth has ever seen. Okay, greatest at all time. Tell me what LeBron James, or tell me what Michael Jordan is better than at LeBron James. Oh, let me guess. Winning 6-0 the championship. Everything. Like what? That's no. This is it. You cannot debate me on this. LeBron James is the greatest all-around basketball players. The greatest all-around basketball player ever. He is.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Yes, he is. All-around basketball player.
All around.
MJ was never even close as good as playmaking. Never as close as dominating with the triple doubles.
The only thing, no. See, the only thing LeBron has over Jordan is the physical body. That's it. His body. He's just bigger. He's a train. That's it.
Longevity too, bro. You see what LeBron's doing right now at his age?
Yeah, because his
Where
body.
was MJ at that time?
No. This isn't about
the greatest
See, y'all want to make this about.
But how come Tom Brady's longevity gets talked about, but we can't talk about LeBron's?
No, see, there's a difference.
What made Tom Brady great?
Richie?
His ability to be dominant every single season, playing into his 40s. Now we're not going to consider that into this. The guy is top. Do you know who's number 4th in assists all time? LeBron James.
Yeah, the stat patter.
The stat patter. You talk about the greatest point guards to ever walk this earth. John Stockton, Jason Kidd, Chris Paul, Steve Nash, Magic Johnson. And LeBron James is up there, who's also the all-time leading scorer. He's up there with rebounds. The guy is the greatest player to ever walk this earth.
No, he's not. It's not even close, in my opinion. Listen, Richie, what LeBron never had that Jordan has always had was a killer instinct. When it mattered most, he'll put it on his back and he'll deliver. See, y'all forget LeBron had to become like, nobody talks about LeBron's first 8 years. How he couldn't shoot behind the three-point line. How he always deferred because he was scared of the big moment.
Now we're just going to say his development of the three-point line isn't a positive?
No. That's good. It is a positive. That's what made him greater and greater to keep developing his game. But I'm sorry, man. Jordan was, since day one, was it. He had the game. The only thing Jordan had to do was go get stronger because everybody wanted to try to bully him. They wanted to try to, and that's a whole nother
Also, who the heck did Michael Jordan have to go up against?
Are you kidding me? Let me
in the 90s, bro. No. It was a cakewalk for him.
No, let me.
LeBron had to go up against the greatest dynasty.
That's not true.
Since the Bulls, which is the Golden State Warriors, 73-9, beat their asses down 3-1. Come on now.
Here's a fundamental difference that y'all don't realize, Richie. Even the dynasty of the Warriors, if you put the NBA physicality rules into today's NBA, the Warriors wouldn't have been a dynasty. Curry would have been getting bullied all over the place. Now, he still would have been getting buckets, but it wouldn't have been at the level that he was. It was just free range, doing what you want. Any little blow-by, little knick-knack, foul. These guys in today's NBA would have to go get it the hard way. And I'm not saying that none of them couldn't, but it would be a whole lot less stars in today's NBA had they had the physicality rules of the 90s, the 80s and the 90s. It would not be the same, Richie. And that's what Jordan had to overcome, and he did it through that. I'm telling, you know what, Richie, and I'm not knocking you, Richie, but a whole bunch of people that picked LeBron, you never even saw in your life for Jordan's finals. Like you never witnessed the greatness of greatness. I'm watching LeBron, and I'm watching this man when it matters most in finals and in the last game, defer and do all of that. You knew with Jordan who was going to
give me a break. You're just going to talk about the times where he fumbled and not the times where the guy literally single-handedly took a Cleveland Cavaliers team that was absolutely trash around him to the NBA Finals and come from down 3-1. You're not going to talk about that?
When they suspended Draymond Green and all of that.
Oh, my God. Draymond Green. Man. What are we doing?
They suspended the one physical guy that would have gave him 90s type basketball.
Hey,
they
listen.
Suspended him a game.
By the way, I know I'm in the minority with this, and I'm totally okay with that because I am willing to stand on my 10 toes and win this debate. I've been having this debate my entire life with a lot of my friends, and I'm excited. I'm excited about this.
We got to get you on some Jordan highlights, man.
Hey, listen, I got nothing but love for MJ. Nothing but love. He was a killer, right? He was a guy that was a winner. But when it comes to the greatest athlete and the greatest all-around basketball player, it's LeBron James.
Oh,
he's
man,
all-time and all-time scoring leader. I mean, I could keep going. I'm standing on this, bro.
See,
I'm standing on business.
I think y'all are just going
3 championships with 3 different franchises. Like, why did MJ go to Washington and look like an absolute bum? Where was he in Washington?
Are you serious? Are we going to talk about the old version of MJ?
Yeah, because the old version of LeBron is still dominating. That's why I'm bringing it up.
He ain't winning championships.
Yeah, he did. LeBron won a championship with the Lakers.
Yeah, with the help of Rajon Rondo. and Anthony Davis.
That's my point. I'm bringing up the Washington Wizards version of Michael Jordan because the old version of LeBron James is just as good as the young version of LeBron James.
Oh my gosh, Richie, I can't believe you right now. Listen, we gonna have this out several times because we gonna
have a graphic. We're gonna have a graphic down below, and we're gonna talk about it every day.
We're gonna have a trial. We're gonna have a trial about this. This doesn't make sense to me. Like, I just don't understand it. LeBron, and then first of all, let me get something straight too, Richie. LeBron James is the third best player of all time, in my opinion. Okay. I want to make sure I get that straight.
Now you're a pure hater, bro.
Don't even what?
Now you're a pure hater. Who are you putting over him? Kobe?
He ain't better than Kobe either. He ain't better than Kobe either.
Listen, I don't even want to go there because I just don't want to say anything bad. I love Kobe Bryant. May his soul rest in peace. But that is blasphemous right there.
Listen.
Putting Kobe number 2. That tells me you're a LeBron hater more than anything.
Okay.
That tells me you're a LeBron hater.
I'll give LeBron number 2 because he just eclipsing it because of the longevity, okay? But when it comes to Jordan.
But why is it just like, it's like no big deal? Like longevity to you is just like, that's insane. What he's doing right now is unbelievable.
It is a big deal, but it's just like the Mahomes-Brady conversation, right? You can, like, first of all.
This is how I look at it. Tom Brady is Michael Jordan. Patrick Mahomes is LeBron James.
So
Mahomes is on his way.
He's on the way.
Oh, yeah.
He's on the way. I'm not going to argue on the way, but he ain't there yet. So can you
Yeah, because he's not 40 years old. When Mahomes is 40, watch.
Here's the problem, though. LeBron is on the way, but can never reach it. You know why?
Oh, he already reached it.
LeBron lost too many finals. He lost too many when it mattered most. He lost too many, Richie. He'll never be Jordan.
We're talking about LeBron James individually as a basketball player, bro. That's what we're doing right here.
Why he lost to the Orlando Magic the way he did.
I mean, we're talking about young LeBron figuring it out.
Young LeBron figuring it out? Wouldn't that like year 9 or something?
Against Orlando?
No, against Dallas.
Oh, with Miami.
Exactly.
You said Orlando.
Exactly. No. I corrected it and said Dallas Mavericks. See, you can't.
That was just Dirk Nowitzki magic. That was Dirk.
Y'all own that. Y'all own that series, and you got ran up on. You want to talk about the 3-1 against Golden State? Why you let Dallas do that to you?
And that's how you had to make up for it.
These are conversations you'll never have with Jordan because you can't. You can't have these conversations with Jordan. When we go to the finals with Jordan, you already know what time it is. You already know what's going to happen.
Who is he versing in the finals?
Oh, but the best team in the Western Conference. Stop it.
Bums.
Stop it. The best team in the Western Conference.
Like, the Western Conference was trash in the 90s, bro. The Eastern Conference was the ability that they had to go through the Knicks. You know, that was the rivalry right there. The Knicks and the Bulls faced off every single season. And you know what? The one year that MJ decided to, I don't care about basketball. I'm going to go to baseball. Why would he do that? The Knicks were able to go to the finals that year.
Because he was so goated at an early age in basketball. He like, man, let me go
give me a break.
Baseball. And you know what? The NBA's struggling over there. Let me get back over there and go.
Yeah, and he was a bum in baseball, and then he decided to come back. And by the way, this guy does not know how to operate an actual organization. How the Charlotte Hornets looking?
Well, he ain't good there. But Richie, you know, let me give you one more point about why MJ will always be better than LeBron. Why you had to go copy that man with a Space Jam 2? You living in his shadow. You will forever LeBrons will never
honoring.
Like
he's honoring
Jordan.
the great.
See, the LeBrons will never be Air Jordans. Space Jam 1, 10 times better than Space Jam 2. I'm sorry, bro. He living in the shadow. I want to be like Mike.
Why can't we honor the greats that came before us that paved the way? Is that not okay?
Oh, you think that's honoring it? Yeah. He wanted to one up. He was trying
Michael Jordan was the greatest of his time. LeBron James is the greatest of this time. So he's honoring with Space Jam 2.
LeBron and Clutch Sports have been trying to one-up Jordan his whole career, trying to paint this
there's
picture.
no debate what was the better film, Space Jam 1, Space Jam 2. That's not a debate because Space Jam 2 was better by far. I'm kidding. It was cool, though. I like the multiverse concept. But listen, I knew when you brought this up that it was going to be a debate that we're going to have because I know that the majority consensus is Michael Jordan's the GOAT because you look at the poll right now, 69 people voted. Nice.
I didn't even know it was a poll up.
There is a
Y'all let
poll
him know.
up. Michael Jordan is winning the poll by a landslide, 77%. And by the end of this season,
Our audience knows ball.
you heard what I said, right? By the way, I have a bet. Can I tell you a bet that I have that you're going to laugh at? For a future bet for the NBA, you're going to laugh at it.
What is it?
The NBA Finals matchup.
Oh my gosh, Richie! Well, one of them I already know you delusional enough to have the Knicks in it. Knicks versus Lakers, and you know what, Richie? You're probably thinking in your brain, Bronny James is going to be the starting point guard.
Nah, man. LeBron just needed his boy, his son on the court right now. Come on, man. He's a family
Richie,
man.
you probably think Bronny James better than Allen Iverson. See, you probably think Bronny James better than Allen.
This
Iverson.
has nothing to do with Bronny James. I'm not sitting here delusional about Bronny.
Everything to do with it.
No, it doesn't. This is about LeBron James, the greatest basketball player to ever walk this earth, the chosen one, the man that elevated a city of Cleveland and brought them a championship. Cleveland, I did this for you. Come on, man. How are we not giving him the credit that he deserves? All right, let's get into some super chat. MJ, but LeBron was last night when he helped me win my parlay. There you go.
Oh, my gosh.
You love it. Man, we got a lot of super chats. Appreciate that. Jordan had the greatest mid-range jump shot all time and finished in a clogged paint when the power forward and center were 7-footers and used to foul. Point forward, LeBron, though, has something else to say about it. You know that little LeBron little jab step. Ooh, how you stopping that? It's unstoppable.
I can't.
Come on now. Y'all. Longevity. What about LeBron James have 8 points against Mavs in the finals?
Jordan wouldn't have ever, not even in a quarter.
Thank you for the super chat. Habitual line stepper, $5. Why is people bragging LeBron winning championship with different teams like an accomplishment? Kobe, MJ better, ran and called friends for chips.
And that is
ran
true,
and called
Richie.
friends for chips.
Richie, that's true.
What are we
See,
even doing here?
Jordan stayed with the team that he was struggling with and made it what it was. He said, we're going to build this, and I'm going to put it on my back. See, LeBron, I can't win with Cleveland, Miami. Can we try to figure something out? And still lost, and then finally got better when the big three in Boston start getting banged up. And then after all of his little merry-go-rounds, want to go back to Cleveland to win one.
Bro, the Golden State Warriors had to assemble the greatest team ever to beat one man and one man only, LeBron James. Oh. Kevin Durant went to the Golden State Warriors. Why? Because they couldn't beat LeBron. They wanted to try, and they couldn't. Well, they wanted to keep trying at least. Teddy, $2. Who your top 5 NBA player of all time? Who's in your top 5?
Oh, man, that's a good one. My favorite or just best players ever?
Best players ever.
Okay. Best players ever. Jordan number 1, LeBron number 2, Kobe number 3. I'm going Allen Iverson number 4 for me.
Allen Iverson top 4 ever?
Yeah, he was the one player who always never had nothing around him and still did what he did, carried his team to the finals. The man had Eric Snow, and like the man never had nothing around him, but still that's the ultimate example of putting a team on your back.
I said all time, not favorite. This is your favorite.
No, all time. I think Allen Iverson is up there. If he would have just, went to another team that had other supporting weapons, he would have had some chips.
Goodness.
And last but not least, I'm gonna go Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan.
Yeah. Timmy.
Mr. Fundamental.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a big debate. I mean, you can talk about the big boys of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bill Russell. You can even talk about Shaquille O'Neal. You could talk about, obviously, Kobe Bryant deserves.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to have to start talking about even like Steph Curry being in this. He's the greatest shooter of all time. I mean, I feel like Steph Curry is still not talked about as one of the all-time greats, and I feel like he deserves that recognition. Kevin Durant. I mean, I'm talking about just the new age, the players today. And by the way, we got to start appreciating these players. Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Steph Curry, all these boys, Paul George even. Like these are the players at least I grew up with. And they're all like at the end of their careers right now. Like they retired.
KD taking hits to me, Richie. KD's stock falling, in my opinion. Over the last several years, his stock has been falling. I mean,
I feel like he needs to do something this year with Phoenix in order to kind of level up his greatness.
Yeah,
stature.
like you done lost too much with greatness around you, And yeah, you got that Warriors chip, but you have lost too much with greatness around you, bro. So KD is really taking, we know his talent. He's definitely one of the best ever, but no, he's taking some hits from a legacy standpoint to me.
Interesting stuff, folks. Well, if you guys could do us a favor, we're trying to get to 150 likes on the first ever episode, man. Wake Up and Ball, I think, is a big success. Episode number 1. Look at this. Nice. Wake Up and Ball, presented by BetUS Sportsbook, has been a freaking joy. This is the first episode. I want to remind everybody that this show is going to be live every day, Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. You can wake up, grab your coffee, grab your tea, make some eggs, turn us on at work. Whatever you do in the morning, on a morning walk, whatever you guys do, this is going to be live Monday through Friday to wake up with. Maybe we'll get some guests in. Maybe we'll get some basketball people in, football people in. This has been a lot of fun. This has been a lot of fun, man. So we got a lot of things to get into. What?
I didn't realize we ran out of time.
Yeah, this has been fun, right?
That's crazy. That went by fast, Richie.
Hey, man.
That went by fast, man. I guess we're having fun.
Right when you bring up my boy LeBron, all bets are off.
Richie, I'm going to convince you to see the light on that.
There's nothing
wrong with saying he's number 2.
I have been doing this debate my entire life. This isn't new. This ain't new.
Like, you got to start being fair, though, Richie. Like you have a little bit of bias in it.
I know what I witnessed with my own eyes.
What's the poll? 78% Jordan, Richie.
I don't care what nobody. You think I'm going to be influenced by other people's opinions? You think that's who I am?
You know what? Let me say this, Richie. At some point, when the masses speak, and if it's 80-20, maybe that 20% need to just say, you know what? I still believe what I believe, but let me hear this out a little bit more.
Nah, we see the light.
Maybe it's me.
We see the light. That's the reality. You guys are just stuck in your, the 90s, never basketball like physical, like 90s basketball. Oh, these people shooting threes. Like, you guys are old heads. No offense.
Who's the better defender, Jordan or LeBron?
Who's the better passer? Who's the better playmaker? Who's the better rebounder? Who's the better all-around basketball player? All around.
We got him, y'all. We gonna always have him on this one.
Nah, man, you're never convinced me. You'll never convince me. Man. But at the end of the day, we got a lot of things coming up. We got a lot of NBA basketball to still get into, a lot of NFL basketball, NFL. I'm going to have to teach TD about baseball a little bit because, TD, there is a player that is a topic around baseball. His name's Juan Soto. Okay?
All right.
Juan Soto is projected to get a contract around $650 to $700 million on free agency. And he was a Yankee this past season. The New York Mets, who have the richest owner in baseball, they're going to be bidding for him. So we're going to be watching this Juan Soto free agency race closely as it heats up.
$600 million?
Potentially $700 if the Mets really throw that.
For how many years?
It could be 12 to 14 years. Baseball contracts are different. Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No.
That is crazy. Hey, babe, order the kids some baseballs.
Baseball contracts are different, man. All right? Listen, that's going to be an interesting thing. Juan Soto's is something I kind of want to educate you on in terms of just, I think that could be a good intro for baseball for you because nice. I think that kind of opens up a new door of the New York Mets have the richest owner in baseball, and why it matters is because there's no cap. There's no salary cap in baseball. There's zero cap.
Well, you give me the topics and I'll do the research and I'll become versed on baseball.
You got it. There's luxury taxes, which benefits rich owners. So
I know the game. I know the game of baseball. I don't follow all the players and the moves and stuff that baseball has. So
yeah, so it's gonna be a fun time to follow the Juan Soto sweepstakes. Congrats to the Dodgers for winning the World Series. Sorry to the Yankees and my Mets for falling short. But yeah, guys, this has been the first episode of Wake Up and Ball. You guys let us know right now, live in the chat and also in the comments when the show's wrapped up, your thoughts, your overall objective perspective of the first episode of Wake Up and Ball, the beginning of something special, episode number 1. TD, how'd you like it?
I loved it, actually. I mean, it went by so fast. That means we're having fun and we're doing a great job. And then the crazy thing is people don't know we have 20 topics that we didn't even get to, but we'll keep on trucking down that road and covering these topics and talking everything sports right here on Wake Up and Ball with Richie and TD.
Yeah, man, definitely make sure that you guys subscribe here to Roundtable Sports YouTube channel, because this is where we will be live every single day at 8:30 a.m. to start off your mornings. Make sure to hit the like button. We're trying to get to 150 likes by the end of the show. We appreciate you guys big time. Big shout out to BetUS again for being the proud sponsor of Wake Up and Ball and Roundtable Sports Network. Definitely really do appreciate it. You guys let us know how you enjoyed episode number 1. We're going to wrap things up now. We'll see you guys later on the huddle, of course, and we'll see you guys tomorrow morning for episode number 2 of Wake Up and Ball. Much love to all the super chats as well. Peace out.